Hi, my name is Precious Osikha. I write, edit, publish, teach you how to write and get paid. I create amazing videos and voiceovers. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for watching my videos. And if you're new to my channel, you are very much welcome. And please do well to subscribe and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. The prompt before Team Adichie Group A says, write about Sandra who discovers something magical in her room. So before I showcase the stories and drop my own opinions about their submissions, I am going to discuss a few things you must note in approaching this kind of prompts. Understand the instructions. The word count is 100 and it says write about Sandra who discovers something magical in her room. So you should understand what you have been told to write. If there are other instructions, it's also good that you understand that. Okay? Now the second one is the word count. The word count says 100, not more than 100. It should be like that. You do not need to exceed 100. Okay? Now, if you have difficulty in knowing the word count when you are writing, I made a video about the best apps for writers. You can check the link on the description of this particular video. The link to that video is there, or you can check the screen. The link to that video is up there on the screen. On that video, I discussed the apps, the best apps for writers. With those apps, trust me, you will be able to monitor your word count. Okay, the next thing is to understand the prompt. Understand the prompt. So we have the prompt before us, and then you need to stick to that particular prompt. You have been asked to work on this topic. You shouldn't do something that is not related to it. Now for this kind of story, we are going to be working with a flash story because the word count is small. So you're not going to write a lengthy stuff. It's going to be short. Flash story. Flash stories are fast-paced and they usually have twists at the endings. Okay? Those stories just hit the nail on the head. They do not beat around the bush, and we get to feel everything about the story. Another point is the story elements. You need to ensure that your story has these story elements. Now, I made a video about the elements of a story. If you have not watched that video, you need to watch the video to understand the elements of a story. Now, if you check the description of this particular video, the link to that video is there. Or you can check your screen, and of course, the link is going to appear there. You need to watch that video to understand it. Now, looking at the elements of a story, the first one is character. Character. And I believe the prompt has given us something about the character, right? A name, Sandra. So of course, we are going to stick with Sandra as the name of a character. We cannot use any other name. And we all know that the main character is a female, right? So we have to stick with that. Okay? And next point is the point of view, the POV. Are you going to use the first person, the second person, or the third person POV? You need to understand the point of view and then work with the one that will be suited for your story. The next thing you need to look at is the setting. The setting. Now we have been told that Sandra discovers something magical in her room. So it's obvious that that setting is going to be her room. So it's a room, okay? We're not going to do anything that is not in the room, right? We have to stick with the information given to us. The next thing we need to look also is the tone, the voice, the mood. So what voice will you be using? The character's voice, the writer's voice, or the narrator's voice? Now, what about the mood? How do you want your readers to feel about that story? Okay, how do you want them to feel about the story? And of course, you need to look at your tone. How will you present this work to your audience or your readers? And next point is the plot hint. Is there anything, is there any hint for us? Yes! We have been told that Sandra discovers something magical. We are not told about the thing, but we said it is something magical. So it has, maybe related to magic or something, all right, in her room. So you need to walk in line with this hints that has been given to us from the prompt. The next thing is the title. Your title should be catchy, enchanting, appealing, captivating. Okay? And next point is the area of focus. Okay? Area of focus or ideas. Now that you've been given this prompt, you need to stick with the moment in time. Now, when it comes to flash stories like this, there's really no time for too many information since we just have 100 words to work with. Okay, so we need to ensure that whatever idea you're going to bring is in relation to the whole thing, the hint that has been given to us. Sandra discovering something magical in her room. So think of nice ideas that can work. What is that thing she discovers in her room? And of course, since it is magical, it's possible that Sandra has never seen a thing like that before. So you have to think of something. Okay, the next point is the writing rules and the vocabulary. It is good to make use of literary devices. Use good verbs. Cut down adverbs and adjectives. Reduce them. Use verbs instead. And learn the literary devices. Use good literary devices to bring your story to life. Okay? And understand the writing rules. Were you given any rules? Are there things that you were told to do and not to do? You need to take note of those things. Then in addition to the vocabulary, ensure you work on your grammar, your spelling, your punctuation, your tenses. Understand all of these things. Okay? And then the next point is the finishing. The finishing. Now when we get to the finishing, we are going to look at your editing. Now you've written your work. Do you really think you need to go back again to rewrite it? Is there any part you need to rework? Remember, you're going to cross the T's, you're going to dot the I's, okay? All of these things, ensure they're in place. It's all for us under finishing. And of course, your delivery. Were you asked to present this in such a way? Is there any specific way you were asked to present your piece of writing? If that is it, then work in line with that. Ensure everything in your story is superb. From the beginning, the middle, and the end, it is superb. Let it leave a lasting impression in the hearts of your readers. Now, let's dive into the stories. Story we have here is The Mysterious Creature, written by Janet. So here are a few things I want to say about her story. The first one is her title is okay. Her title is okay, it's good. And she tried in her description, but I believe she can do better than that. And also, she tried to infuse some of these elements of her story in her work, but she needs more of editing. Okay, this story could have been better if she put in efforts in the editing. try to look at your presentation, your past tense, your present tense, your spellings, cut down adverbs, adjectives, use verbs, and try to infuse emotions so that we can feel your story better. Okay, thank you very much for your submission. Here is from Anastasia. So, first of all, I want to say something about the title. This title is the prompt itself. So I feel like you should have given this a title, not using the prompt. Okay, you should have been creative about that in terms of the title. Then also, I couldn't feel anything about the story because you didn't really give us this vivid imageries about your story. You didn't make us, feel what's happening. It's more of you telling instead of you to show us the things that are happening in the story. And of course, the editing is not so good. The editing is not so good. Even the character wasn't well established, and I feel you could do better than this. All the same, thank you very much. Sandra and the Secret Door, reading by Olatunji. Okay, the title is fair, it's alright, but I feel like there was no storyline. I couldn't grab the story. Of course, the story should be interesting. It should be something that I'm interested in, but I couldn't grab any story here. It's kind of bland. I feel you should work more on your plot. I don't know, but it just didn't follow the prompt. It didn't follow the prompt, and I really don't know why it's like that. All the same, thank you very much for your submission. Okay, the next submission here is from Charity. Yes, from Charity. The title too is poor. You just copied the prompt itself without giving it a superb title, and I couldn't relate to your storyline. I feel like you should work more on the story. I got confused. Like there were just so many things happening, and I couldn't understand what was going on. So the imageries, there are no proper descriptions. I feel you should do better than this. Okay, you should do better than this. The storyline is not it for me. It's not working. All the same, thank you very much for your submission. The next one here is from OLUWADAMILOLA. Okay. Well, no title. No title. You use the prompt. So you using the prompt as the title doesn't really work for me. Okay. And well, I just couldn't understand your story. You said a ray, comma, a jot, comma, and I'm wondering why. A brief flash of movement. Like, I couldn't understand this kind of a story. What was your intention here? So I said I was going to, say this in this video. I didn't really understand the story in any way. I didn't know what you were saying. Were you, trying to narrate to yourself? Okay, it wasn't really clear. And when a reader picks up a piece of writing and they do not understand, well, it becomes a problem. Okay, but all the same, thank you very much for your submission. Okay, this other story, Closet of Flowers, reading by Jane. Okay, all right. The title is good. The title is good, and the story is cool. But I just feel a little more editing would have worked here. Certain words or sentences that just wasn't necessary would go off, and then you replace it. Then also you should try to work more on your coordination, the structuring of your sentences and all. Try to make it easy for us to understand. Sometimes one will have to read and read before they get to your story. I mean, it's going to be stressful for your readers, right? So please try to work on that, because this story has potential. I just feel that it needed little more effort on the editing aspect, okay, and of course the structuring of the story. So do more of showing us rather than just trying to narrate in in it, in just telling the story. Okay. Thank you very much for your submission. And that story here, Mender, written by Ayomide. Okay. The title is fair. It's okay. The story is okay. It's cool, but I feel like you were using too many adverbs. All right. This story needs good editing, and try to infuse emotions. Let's feel it. All right. Let's feel what's happening to your character. Okay, so if you can work on these things, then trust me, the story has the potential, and it's cool if it's been worked on. Okay, thank you very much for your submission. The next one here is from Rosemary. So, well, the title is poor. Okay, the title is poor, and you need to check your spellings, your punctuations, your tenses. I mean, add more life to it. Too much telling. You didn't really show us what was happening. Okay. And then you exceeded, it was 101 instead of 100. So try to check these things, all right? Try to check them. So work on these things, and believe me, if you're able to do these things, I know you're going to write better. Thank you very much for your submission. Last one is A Magical Wristwatch, written by Marvelous. Yes, I like this title. It's cool. It's a nice story, okay? It's a nice story, but I just feel that a little twist would have really worked at the end. Something was not just it for me there at the end, okay? The end. A twist could have been very good there. Then the imageries are poor. Should try to use vivid imageries, okay? Check out good descriptions. They're going to really help you, because I really wanted to feel everything happening to Sandra at this moment, your character. Alright, so try to work on that. The ending, I feel, should be better than that. Okay. Alright, I have dropped my opinions on these submissions. Now I want to hear from you. What do you have to say? What do you think about the submissions? Of course, you can drop your opinions on the comment section, or just drop an opinion. It's fine. You don't need to repeat it. Try to tell us the writer and of course the title if you know that. Okay, and do not forget to subscribe. You need to subscribe. Okay, you need to subscribe. Yeah, it's very important. You need to subscribe, and you're free to invite your friends to come over here. You can share the video using the link, share it on your social media platforms, invite your friends to subscribe, also read these stories. They should drop their opinions about them. Very, very important. You can watch this video over and over again. The more you watch, the more you're also helping these writers. Yes, they are earning points from it. Okay, so watch and do not stop watching. Okay, you're free to watch other videos on the channel. Thank you very much.